10 miles or so from the Capitol Mall, and you will arrive here at Northwest Stadium, just outside of Washington, D.C. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Washington Commanders.
Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I can give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
Now the Michigan man, Jake Moody, to get us started. And off we go in our nation's capital. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Off of play action, here's Smith.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. That's Javon Kinlaw busting through, and he sticks him behind the line.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now Smith. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf.
On the play. That's good for a Las Vegas first down. A gain of 47 yards. And the Las Vegas first down.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
Here's Smith. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Dorrance Armstrong able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard.
Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Geno. Now he's under pressure again, and down he goes again. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. His throw caught right around the 6. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Brock Bowers.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Commanders, nothing.
So that lines up a 7-play drive all told.
And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown.
Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And now a little across the 25 to the 27. So here are the Commanders making their way out.
And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Looking to put a drive together.
Off the play fake, Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Well, they run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Now it's JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
To throw is Daniels. Slings this deep from McLaurin.
And this is caught. And it'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first.
Big yardage that time for Washington. 54 yards.
Goal at the 2-yard line.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, Most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt taking it in from a yard out. And the Commanders are an extra point away from drawing level.
Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point.
And we are tied at 7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll start on the ground with Ginty.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 35, here's second and a yard.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Smith keeps it on the sneak.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Geno now to throw. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
Second down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Geno. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
From the gun, here's Smith. And that is incomplete.
And that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
One final possession for the Commanders in this opening half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead, finish up the half, and get on out and talk about it.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10.
Throwing now is Daniels. They'll swing this out to Krosky-Merritt.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
So we are deadlocked at the break here, and the EA Sports Halftime Report starts now. Here's Scott Hanson.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hanson here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight, competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half.
Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score.
And able to get this out to the 25. First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Now Daniels going to keep it.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Here's a quick throw out wide. It's McLaurin. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line.
Out of the gun, they go with Krosky-Merritt.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Well, they're going to bring in some extra bulk here for 3rd and a yard. Daniels going to try to sneak. And he's going to have the Commanders' first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it. Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Looking to put a drive together.
The drive will begin with a run by Genty. And they get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Well, they're hoping that the 2nd half is better for him than the 1st half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Here's Tucker, complete on the right side.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So 8 yards on the completion there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
Gain of a yard. And the Raider first down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Smith.
Tucker hauls it in over the middle.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Thornton, the motion man right.
Now it's Smith.
That's complete yet again to Thornton.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
First down. A gain of 16 yards.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw, Smith.
That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got first down in field goal range already. Smith.
A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now 2nd and 4. Here's Smith.
Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Smith. Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Geno Smith, a 4-yard touchdown scamper.
And the Raiders have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from my bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really want to brag. I'm just telling you that I'm even with a bag. High to the scar in his range. From the outlaw that
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30.
Now Washington down by 7, 80 seconds remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. They'll look to throw.
He's got McLaurin.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
Here comes second down at 5.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now Daniel's going to keep it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
49-yard line.
What you don't want to see more, you want to see more, but you want to see Saul. Life just slows you down. Your body gets active now. Your mind is out of bounds.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
He's back to throw. And complete to Zach Ertz.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Somebody got a boy. I change G. Watch boy.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Back to throw.
Checks it down. Krosky Merritt.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Back to throw.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
From the 17, they work on 2nd and 10. Now Daniels. To the sideline and incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his helmet. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10. To the air goes Daniels. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And now time for one final play that has to be obviously in the end zone.
Can't wait to see what they call, but you want to get it to your best player. Sometimes you have to do it by formation. Move everyone to one side, and maybe he gets a one-on-one isolated on the backside.
One final shot. They'll look to throw.
He'll try to do it himself. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.